second. Hey, Tracy. Hey, everybody. As we gather, shouts out to Maggie, quintessential, who contributed to the snack fund when it got me some chips and stuff. Plain Jane. Hey, little baby, where you been? I ain't seen you in a couple in a little bit. Hi, lately, little baby. Good morning, really being. Are you alive and awake down there in the good um part of the world, Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico and Puerto Rico and Puerto Rico. I'm sorry. Happy belated birthday, my love. Even though I called you on your birthday and tried to go live with you on your birthday, you were too busy partying, and I ain't mad at it. Party, party, party. I know you'll be celebrating all month, so we got time. Oh, you got a boo thing now, little baby? Let me find out. Let me see who this man is. We don't allow the women's is over here to have no boyfriend until he goes through the whole vetting process and whatever. Hey, KER Vixen, I haven't seen you in a minute. Good to have you here, boo. Hey, my love. Let's talk a little bit of politics today, y'all. Talk about some stuff. I know the notifications may or may not have gone out because I did it at the last minute. I didn't even put up the title. You know how I normally like nowadays have like titles and stuff down here. I ain't even go through making that because I got a lot to do today. And I didn't want to go through all of that. So I said I just put welcome to the politics of it all. That's it. Oh, you bring him to Miami? Well, I'll see him then. We'll have a drink together, honey. Me and him will have some drinks together. Together. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to get really B to come to this. I'm gonna try to get really B and Abby to come to this classic that we have. Get as many people to come to this classic in for Labor Day, and we can party it up and have like a meet and greet or whatever. Have a good time. Okay, really B. Girl. We got this. We got this, girl. You. We'll talk about it when you get back. Okay. Um. So many stories, so little time. All right, what do I go with first? Well, let's go with the fact that most of you have today off because of the 4th of July Independence Day. And so I guess I'll start with the sugar spike that happened surrounding the 4th of July. Now, I'm not one of you people who don't celebrate. I celebrate the 4th of July because Black people. Technically, this is our country. Technically, we built it. And I'm of the, frame of mind. I'll be damned if I'm going to build a whole house, put my blood, sweat, and tears of money into a house, only for you to come and say, oh, nah, this is mine. I'm going to just live in it and you ain't going to have nothing to do with it. Uh-uh. You brought me over here, told me to build a house. I built it. Now I'm living in it. Get over it. So anything that's American is ours. Let me also, so before, well, let me, what should I do? Should I do the sugar spike? Which sugar spike should I do more? Let me get the first one out the way first. let's go in chronological order. So on Saturday night, July 3rd, and I'm gonna see if I can get my I'm gonna see y'all. Hold on. Let me close all of this stuff because if I don't, it's not gonna work out. So let me close all of this stuff down. Hold on, y'all. So on Saturday, um, in the great state of Pennsylvania, right? Really, what would the politics of it all be without the sugar spikes? I mean, come on now. I'm trying to get it out of the way so we can smooth sail from here on out. So, um, on Saturday night, while Really B was somewhat drunk down there in the Caribbean Sea, living her best life over there at over there in places that has poolside bars. Really be, you got to give me the name of this place because if it's good enough, shoot, I might go for my birthday because I need to go down to Puerto Rico for my birthday. It's gonna be cold everywhere else except in Puerto Rico, and I ain't got to worry about no hurricanes in January either. Girl, girl, we might do this for the birthday. For the B-Day, we might be in Puerto Rico. Hey, Puerto Rico. Hey, which is now much safer than the Dominican Republic because I don't want to die in the Dominican Republic. Anyway, okay, use it in my iron puppet session later. All right, little baby. So let's see here. Let's see if this works, y'all. I know you was really. I would listen. I was living vicariously through you and Abby. I was so happy for y'all. Y'all seem to be having such a great time. And I was over there get my whole life watching y'all have a great time down there in the Puerto Rico. I was so happy and so elated for y'all. As Sean knows in the chat for really be at her birthday weekend. It'd be her birthday, and she's 67 now. And we're so very happy for her. God. But for real, y'all, I was so happy for I was listen. Every time they posted something, I was secretly jealous but still happy for my big sis who's now 67. So proud of her. So proud. When I get there, girl, I'm a party like that, girl. When I get there, I'm a party like that. Anyway, so down in the great city of Philadelphia, last Saturday, we had a group of individuals that of white supremacists, I should say, that decided that they were going to have this rally, this parade. They were going to protest in the great city of brotherly love. And so I'm pulling up the Philadelphia Inquirer because they have a lot of images of it that I want to show y'all. So the name of this group is called the Patriot Front. And you notice how the supremacists always want to stake claim to being the real patriots, as if white people at all were responsible or couldn't hold true responsibilities for these yet to be United States of America. Last time I checked, wasn't Chris? Now we have our historian in the building, really be. Last time I checked, Crispus Attucks was the first person that died in the Revolutionary War. Like, wait, I forgot what year, 1770 or something like that. But anyway, didn't Crispus Attucks, a black man, get the Revolutionary War started? Wasn't it black people who fought in the Revolutionary War because a lot of white people didn't want to fight and didn't want to get killed, so they sent slaves out there? I mean, aren't these like known facts? Anyway, but they always want to stake claim to being the real patriots. God, let's call them what they are, white supremacists. Anyway, this group called the Patriot Front, they marched in Philadelphia Saturday night. However, what they forgot is Philadelphia is about that life. Listen, if you got family or friends in Philadelphia and you go in certain parts of Philadelphia, Philadelphia is hood. They are here for it. They are about that life. Do you hear me? And Philadelphia was here for it. So these men, and this is the first image that they show now. Let me make this big so it's bigger than me. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right, there we go. So if you notice, these men are not young, okay? They are, I mean, are not old. They are young. And that's why I keep saying to y'all, if y'all think it's gonna get any better as time goes on, it's not, because white supremacists are getting younger and younger. So they're holding up these signs. You see, they got their white masks on. Oh, because now they want to wear masks. I thought these were the people who were anti-maskers, but that's a whole nother story. Um, they got blue shirts and khaki pants and these white masks, and they got signs saying "Reclaim America" here. Here they are. These ain't old men, these are young men. Think about Charlottesville, okay? And the young men there. Here's more of them. I don't understand, because last time I checked, if you're trying to be patriotic, why would you have the flag upside down, which more denigrates the flag than anything, than any protest that you think us black people have ever done? Having the flag masked upside down is is out of the book. There's a list of things that you can do to disrespect and denigrate the American flag. One of which is what they're doing right now. But they're the Patriots. Let's help me understand. Other thing I want to point out, y'all see this young man right here? If that ain't the perfect example of an extended back, where is his buttocks? I just want to know. If that, anybody else see that right there? Look at that young man right there. I mean, that's just SpongeBob SquarePants esque with the extended back. I'm just saying. Here's more pictures of them. That now, see, here's what they did. They were all in this little U-Haul truck or whatnot, and they all got jumped out this U-Haul truck with their shields and their masks and stuff like that. They were all, but what they did not prepare for was bystanders was about that life. And the bystanders were both black and white. They was like, no, we here for it. Girl, y'all thought y'all, because they Philadelphia Police Department detained many of them and found that none of them were from Philadelphia. Not a single one. Most of them were from Texas. And what happened was the people from Philadelphia said, not in my city, NIMBY, not in my backyard. We don't play that foolishness. So they started arguing with the white supremacists. As you can see, it started to get a little more heated. And soon enough, we were in full scale nook if you buck, nook if you buck, nook, 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 nook if you buck mode. Okay. As you can see, I told y'all in Philadelphia, they are about that life. They're not with the they're not with the foolishness. They're not here for it. Maybe they said, nah, we're not gonna have this. We're not gonna have this. And it was both white and black people alike, um, saying, nah, we ain't gonna have this go on. So, and from what I understand, they marched down Delaware Avenue in Philadelphia. There they go, trying to get in their truck and drive off and stuff. Yep, they had been, driven off because the people from Philadelphia say, yeah, no, we're not here for this. Try that somewhere else. Try again. And so what ended up happening was the police had to pull them over and do a traffic stop on them and detain them because they were afraid for the white supremacist safety. They were afraid of what could happen to those white supremacists. So in order to protect them, what the police did was they 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 served them with a traffic stop and then detained many of them to protect them. However, let me just say, if this had been some BLM or any other black group of black individuals that were protesting in certain states, they would have allowed bystanders to run them over and kill them with no consequence. Let's just be clear. I'm just saying. And here you see the police pulling them over, detaining them. As you can see, these are not old individuals, these are young men. More of the police detaining them for their safety and protection. Now, my thing about it is the white supremacists are trying to get smarter. They're not wearing masks because of COVID. They're wearing masks so that they can't be identified and so that they can try and keep a job because they already know if they um if they don't if they let their faces out, they could possibly lose their jobs and lose the ability to get jobs in the future. That's what happened to a lot of them in Charlottesville. So that's why you see them donning these masks. They don't got nothing to do with COVID. There go the black and white people over there from Philadelphia, like, girl, try again. Girl, we're not here for this. We are not here for this. And we're watching real closely. You let them let y'all go and see if we don't jump over there and run up on y'all again. So I just wanted to show y'all these images and let y'all see what happened in the city of brotherly love, the, dare I say, holy see of patriotism here in these yet to be United States of America, Philadelphia, where the Liberty Bell is. Continental Congress convened the original capital of these yet to be United States of America before there was a Washington, D.C. Just saying. You see black people here for what? Girl, you thought, baby, you thought it was gonna go down that fast? We about this. We here for it. Hey, love of my peace. hmm So that's their leader or whatnot. The guy in the middle. You see, he has his cowboy hat. They're all from Texas. So I wanted to show y'all that happened on Saturday in Philadelphia, and so we're gonna don't get it twisted. There will be more of that, and I want to just note anytime white supremacists are out here protesting and doing what they do, it always ends so peacefully. Police always tend to deal with them with, soft hands. Hey, BR Burns. They always want to, treat them with kid gloves, walk on eggshells, make sure they follow the proper protocol, make sure they treat them as human beings and give them their right to protest and understand the humanity of it all. But when our black asses go out there, Now we're goddamn savages. Now we are, belligerent. Now we're just rioting. Had that happened in certain cities, they wouldn't have arrested the white supremacists. They would have arrested the other people that were whooping the ass of the white supremacists and kicking them out of their town. Y'all know I ain't lying. Y'all know I ain't lying. Also, since this is a day when I'm not off work, I'll be at work later, but this is a day when a lot of people I'll be getting paid holiday pay in addition to working today. So I'll be getting paid twice my salary today. Praise God. That's why I had no problem going in today. They were like, yeah, if you go in today, we'll give you your holiday pay and we'll pay you for the fact that you came in. Okay, I ain't complaining. So I get 2 days pay in one day. Shouts out to my bosses. Anyway, um, the in addition to the white supremacists that decided that they were going to protest. Right, that's crude. That's a Florida thing, Florida people like love it like that's real crude. I can't stand you, little baby. Anyway, white people across the fruited plains yesterday began to lose their fucking minds when they found out that the PBS 4th of July celebration was going to include Vanessa Williams in all her beauty and loveliness singing the Black National Anthem. Hey, Watermelon Sugar, pop it out. Hey, girl, you at work? They ain't playing with me and my shenanigans on the child. All right, girl, don't listen. Don't let me get you by, girl. I ain't got no money to pay you. Girl, going on to work. Do what the people tell you, girl. Catch the replay. We love you, girl. Shouts out. Love you, girl. So, collective, the collective of white America lost their goddamn minds when they found out. First of all, they didn't even know there was a Black National Anthem. So they had to come to the realization that there was one that's been around for well over 100 years. Shouts out to James Weldon Johnson. One that Black children have had to. I learned lift every voice and sing in kindergarten. I remember I went to a Black school in the hood in Miami, Liberty City, Holmes Elementary, right across the street from the Poker Beans projects. And they taught us lift every voice and sing all three verses because you couldn't just sing the lift every voice and sing. You have to know the verse that say, stony the road we trod, the second verse, and you had to learn the third verse, which is a prayer, and you have to sing it slowly and quietly. God of our weary years, God of our sovereignty. Come on now, silent tears. Come on now. If you don't know all three verses, I ain't saying you got to know all three verses, but those of us who grew up under educators that were black, oh, you learned it, and you learned all three verses, and you sang it, and we used to sing it in my elementary school. We used to sing the Star Spangled Banner, and then we would sing Lift Every Voice and sing after. And this is way back in the 80s, way back in the 80s. So now, if you went to like a HBCU, that was a part where, for example, I'm in the March 100 family, March 100 every game, every game. It was the Star Spangled Banner followed by Lift Every Voice and Sing. Every game without fail. Never knew what it was not to play it. That's just how it worked. And so we as Black people have had this for well over 100 years. It's always been here. And for white people to be in their feelings, child. Why you saying a lot? You sang the Black National Anthem louder than you sang You might know the black national anthem's words better than you knew the Star Spangled Banner. Child, I'm just saying. So the Black National Anthem was to be sung by Vanessa Williams, white people across the fruited plains. Child, little baby, you know I ain't lying. You knew, Child, little baby, you know you got to know all three verses too. They don't fuck off either, little baby. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about now. My point being, white America lost their goddamn minds because oh no, y'all not gonna have y'all own national anthem. Then they started making asinine statements like, how could there be a black national anthem? There's no country called black. What do you mean? Let me ask you a question, white people. When known racists and proponents of slavery, Francis Scott Key wrote said Star Spangled Banner, God, and celebrated slave owners from states like Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia reclaiming their slaves and going out to get their slaves and punishing them in said song that you wanted to represent these yet to be United States of America. Hey, Jason, did you think that black people would embrace that? Are we as black people, are we as those descended from slaves, or at the time, those people, because when this song came out, we were not very long out of slavery. Please be clear. We were still in Jim Crow laws and all of that shit. Did you really think us black people were supposed to embrace the song that talked about how great slavery was and how great the white people were for reclaiming their slaves and for going after their slaves that have tried to run away and get freedom? We're supposed to adopt that as our national anthem, right? We're supposed to celebrate that, right? I'm just trying to understand white people. But see, this is a part, this is par for the course. I had a very interesting conversation with a young lady who's in high school yesterday. And she's a beautiful black girl, young girl, and she is a student of history. She loves history. She loves learning history. She is, I believe, in I think 11th grade. I think she's going to the 12th grade. And so she was so excited because she was saying next year I get to take African American history. And so I was like, tell me a little bit. And she was telling me what she knows. And she didn't know Plessy versus Ferguson. I was like, she didn't know who Crispus Attucks was. I was like, she had never heard the Frederick Douglass speech on slavery. What means the 4th of July to the slaves? She'd never heard that speech. She'd never heard of a Benjamin Banneker and the fact that Thomas Jefferson used Benjamin Banneker as a ghostwriter because Benjamin Banneker was one of the original ghostwriters. So if we want to talk ghostwriters. And it was like this whole aha moment she had, and like this Pandora's box was open to her, and she was like, oh my God, I gotta start studying. She was like, I'm even more excited about this African American history class. And I leaned into this black girl and I just had to ask. I said, Who's teaching this class? Is it a white person? This is not to say that white people can't do a great job of maybe teaching an African American studies or history class. But I asked her that. And she said, it is a white teacher. And I was like, here's my information. At any point, you can email me for references and or call me and we can chat it up and go over, you know, because I know her mom and stuff like that. And we can go over, you know, if or we can we can vet the stuff they tell you, and if they choose not to include some stuff, I can give you some information that you can go to class with, empowered with, so you can be taught real history. Because if you think that I think white people are going to do right about the history of black people, see Native Americans, see the indigenous people of this country who whose whole history has been wiped out, whose whole history has been whitewashed and made to look like they were wrong and the white people were the saviors and the white people were right. Anyway, you got to edify the children. The children, child, child, they don't even learn the whole "I Have a Dream" speech. That's the part they are. White people choose to always give you just the part that makes them feel good, that is palatable to them. They're not going to talk about and give you the other 3/4, 8/10 of what Dr. King said, because most of his speech was going in on white America and these yet to be United States of America. Most of it, he was going in. They're not going to give you that part. Just going to give you the part that's palatable for them and that they can use in their quotes every time they want to do things that cause injustices to us. Then they want to pull out the Martin Luther King quote that is palatable for them. You ain't gonna never hear them pull out anything from Malcolm. Oh no. Hey T Lounge, what's going on, girl? They ain't gonna never pull out nothing from Malcolm. You ain't gonna never hear from Stokely. Quiet as it's kept, you're not gonna hear John Lewis when he was young in the 60s and 70s, because John Lewis back then was about that life. They're gonna give you the John Lewis that's elderly in Congress and is, giving speeches that is more palatable because now you are a part of the machine, the political machine, and you have to say things that, is a little more palatable. They're not going to give you the young John Lewis that was marching in Selma. They ain't going to give you that. Mm-mm. They're not going to give you Diane Nash and them. Oh, no. They're not going to give you all of that. Exactly, Marla. Hello, child. Child. I'm getting to Arizona in a minute, Jason. We'll be there in just a few minutes. Flint, listen, we're not listening. When that whole Flint, Michigan crisis got unsheathed, people were like, "Oh my God! Oh yes, y'all ain't fooling nobody." Just like, in a lot of cities, the projects and places where poor people and a lot of black people stayed was one of the last and few buildings in those cities to get rid of asbestos after they knew it was killing people. Was one of the last places to get rid of lead paint. A lot of poor cities in this country where you have a large population of black people were some of the last places where they stopped dentists from putting mercury and other poisonous metals in black children's mouths, causing them to get poisoned and have debilitating and sometimes deadly disease. In this first world country, We ain't talking about in third world country. We're talking about here. And these yet to be United States of America. Hey, Amber. Anyway, see, they're not white people is going to give you the Frederick Douglass speeches that he was doing, on the steps of the White House or in Washington, D.C. And when he was doing the palatable speeches, they're not going to give you the Frederick Douglass speech, what means the 4th of July to the slave. Oh no, they're not going to give you the Frederick Douglass speeches that he gave after John Brown got hung, because John Brown was a white man, and John Brown, because he took over an arsenal from the U.S. Army and tried to give all of those weapons to black slaves so that those black slaves could free themselves and kill their slave masters. And so what white America said that they were going to do to their own, since you like the black people so much, you like the slaves so much, then not only are you going to be convicted and sentenced to death, we're going to kill you like we would kill their black asses. So now you can have all parts of this hanging that we would have gave the black people that you tried to free. I'm just telling y'all what I know. Now, and since you brought it up, Jason, and I'm gonna hit this real quick, and I'm gonna leave it alone because I could do a whole live on this. They want to talk about infrastructure and the collapse of this building in my great hometown of Miami. Technically, that's not Miami, that's Miami Beach on Collins Avenue. So, but it ain't a whole lot of us staying in that condo right there on the beach. Okay, I ain't saying it ain't none, but I'm just saying it ain't a whole lot. It's a lot of white people, and it's a lot of Latinx who are white presenting and who do not associate themselves with people of color or with other of their Latinx counterparts because they feel like they're white. And what happened is they felt like that now all of a sudden there's all of this tension and these eyes on this collapse, which it should be because it's horrible and it's an atrocity. But this is not the first time this has happened. These things happen all over the country in some poor areas and in some area in my own city of Miami. We have had partial collapses of some of the buildings that house the projects and things like that. No national attention. People have died. No national attention. Why? Because we're just gonna sweep that under the rug. That's the black people. That's the poor people. We don't give a shit. But you got these people standing on Collins Avenue, right on the beach, right on the water. Well, no, that jeopardizes um everything people think about Miami Beach. And we can't have no white people out here getting killed. Well, no, black people get killed. It's okay. It's okay. Nothing to talk about. Nothing to see here. White people or white presenting people or the Latinx people who feel like they're white presenting and who will align themselves with the white people and vote along with white supremacists, knowing that those very same white supremacists don't see it for them, but they're gonna vote with them anyway. Oh no, we're here for them. Because just like the Democratic Party depends on the black vote and disparages and denigrates black people and doesn't do anything for black people, even after black people vote for the Democrats, the Republican Party does the same thing to the Cubans and white presenting Latinx Cubans down there in Miami who vote for them all of the time in the conservative Republican Party, but do nothing for them. I done went down a whole nother road that I wasn't even supposed to go down. Let me get back. So I was on Twitter yesterday, losing my mind, going in on the white people who had a problem with the Black National Anthem. Just was going in. My hashtag was "Sang Vanessa Sang." This child, you mad? If you mad about our Black National Anthem, lift every voice and sing. We mad about your Star Spangled Banner and the fact that it talk about slaves and the fact that it loves like you mad, we mad. Stay mad. Now, if you want to be talking, I kept hearing, This is divisive. This is just so divisive. Oh my God. This is separate. Now you all have separate but equal. No. If y'all want to be all inclusive, get rid of the Star Spangled Banner and let's create a new national anthem that is inclusive of everybody and that doesn't talk about slaves and how great it was to have slaves. Now, when you do that, then perhaps we'll think of, and I noticed I didn't say we will, I said perhaps we'll think about maybe, not doing the Black National Anthem. We probably won't, but we'll consider it. But if you want to, have this air of unity and we're about solidarity, we're one country. Yeah, one country who's a proponent of slavery. You say so in the national anthem that you love so much. Y'all always want to talk about the Independence Day and the bravery of these white men that went and fought against the tyranny of British, the British Empire, when a lot of that is a lie. Because those same white people wanted no parts. They was not about that life. Rather, they sent slaves out there. Let's be clear. They sent slaves out there to go and fight for them and get killed and and all of that stuff. I'm just saying. Hello, BR Birds. Give us our reparations, and then we can start talking about unification, all of that good stuff. Until then, girl, I ain't here for it. Anyway, um, what was my next story? I done got. I said I was gonna only be on here an hour, and y'all, I ain't even got to my big story yet. My big story. So Jason lives in the hotbed of politics in these yet to be United States of America. Um, that being Arizona. And so, what's going on in this meeting? Happy 16 days after Juneteenth. Yes, yes, yes. So, oh yeah, let's not even talk about the fact that when these white men gave slaves to the Continental Army to fight, they gave the slave owners money and more land for sending black bodies and slaves in there to die because they felt that black people were animals and black people were no more than basic horses in the military or any kind type of military instrument that they could just use however they wanted, and they gave black slave owners money and land because they get based on the amount of slaves that they gave. Well, every picture you see, it's always the white men in their little wigs and their blue, coats and stuff like that because they were so, brave. Hmm. Hmm. Exactly, Marla. They love animals more than us. Anyway, back to, as Jason just called it, the shithole of suppression. Um, the United States Supreme Court, in its infinite wisdom. Now, here's where I got to go in on Dems again. Y'all over here with the fuck shit, Joe Biden. You, from the day you got inaugurated, should have been screaming, holy hell, break the filibuster, so that you can go ahead and you can fill the Supreme Court and put more people on the Supreme Court. But no, no, no. Y'all around here with your thumbs in your ass and the other thumb in your goddamn mouth. Fucking off. And while you're fucking off, The other side is getting victory, check, victory, check, victory, check. And in a huge victory, the Supreme Court upheld the Arizona voter suppression laws. And so, what does that mean? Now we have precedent. And now states all across the fruited plains are going to begin to suppress your voting rights. So, in the Bronovich versus the Democratic National Committee um, case, what happened was the Democratic National Committee sued the framer of this election law. And so what that by the Supreme Court saying that the law could stay on the books, what that means is this: that election officials can discard ballots cast at the wrong precincts. It makes it illegal for campaign workers, community activists, and others to collect ballots and deliver them to polling places. Um, those are the two main things that it upheld. What that means is if you say, "Oh, I can't for whatever reason I can't get to my election place, can you go deliver this for you?" Nope, can't do that. You could be debilitated. You could be incapacitated or whatever. Not incapacitated to the fact that you don't have your mental faculties, but physically to the fact that you can't get there. Maybe you had to work late and your boss won't let you off because that happens a lot. And so, because your boss won't let you off, and you gotta work late, because if you don't work, that means a day's salary you ain't gonna have, and how you gonna feed your kids and pay your bills because they still ain't give you a working minimum wage. It's a whole nother story. But maybe for all of the reasons that we can think of, nope, nobody can do that. You could maybe you work across town and your precinct is way on the other side of town. And by the time you get there to drop off your vote or whatnot, it's going to be closed. What happens then? Oh no, you can't drop it to the precinct that's right around the corner from your job. Oh no, mind you, you could be dropping it off with your voter registration card in hand and your ID in hand, everything all I's dotted, T's crossed, lowercase J's dotted, and lowercase F's crossed. All of those things, you were there casting a vote for yourself round the corner. Nope, can't do that. Nope. They didn't get rid of that weekend and early voting. That wasn't the two parts that were on that specifically. The that wasn't the those two parts specifically. They have not done away with yet, but I y'all know I already put the tracker up in a previous politics of it all, where you can go and you can search and see what states oh no, I please understand. And this is the first check mark, and all of those other voter suppression laws that they have are coming down the pipeline. Please understand. The early voting, the vote, they want no parts of early voting anymore because now Republicans see that early voting does not work in their favor. So now they want no parts of early voting at all. They're going to try to make it where those states like Texas and Georgia and Arizona that are passing bills that says that um, if the state legislature doesn't like the outcome of an election, that they can be the one that decide who is the winner and certify elections on their own, regardless of how the people vote. Those bills are on the books. They're doing that. They're going to push that down the pipeline. They have the votes in the United States Supreme Court. It's 6-3. And while the Dems got one thumb in their assholes and the other thumb in their mouth, and they switched them out, you know, over and over and over all day long, fuck it off. Republicans around here, I've been screaming this for months now. The real fight is in the judicial branch. We're looking at the ass clowns over there in the legislative branch. Meanwhile, in the executive branch, they just smiling and blathering about, thinking that everything is good and everything is not good. Still trying to negotiate with the terrorists over there in the GOP and pseudo GOPers like Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema. Y'all over here, negotiating with those terrorists. Meanwhile, the real fight and the real victories are happening in the judicial branch because the Supreme Court is here for it. They got a 6-3 majority. They got a 6-3 majority. Meanwhile, and here's another scary notion. Here is the scariest thing known to man. Okay, let me paint this picture for y'all. I said I was only going to be on here an hour. I know I'm going to go for an hour. All right. So while I am so fearful of this voter suppression law that was upheld, it's not going to be the last one as long as there's a 6-3 Supreme Court. Please be clear. Now, let me paint this picture for y'all. Mitch McConnell is on record saying, as long as there's breath in his body, he will never let Joe Biden or any Democratic president appoint a justice on the Supreme Court if he can help it. Meaning, if he gets any sniff at majority leader again, I don't care how many years it is till election, Joe Biden is not getting a nominee in. I'm telling you that. And so that goes back to when it was Obama. It had nothing to do with it being an election year. Everything to do with it being the fact that he doesn't want a Democrat appointing someone on the Supreme Court. They want the Supreme Court all conservative if they can help it. But they got a 6-3 majority. That's all they need. It's not enough to have a 5-4 majority. Oh no, they needed the super majority. Because while the Dems are playing hopscotch, they're around here over here playing real football and rugby. Anyway, let me paint this picture for y'all. Hold over here the fact that Mitch McConnell has said, I'm never giving Joe Biden or any Democratic president a Supreme Court nominee confirmation. Ever. It will never happen. You got Justice Stephen Breyer, who's a liberal, appointed by Bill Clinton. I believe it was 94 or somewhere around there. But it was after Clarence Thomas, because George W. Bush, the father, appointed Clarence Thomas. Bill Clinton nominated Stephen Breyer, Justice Breyer. Justice Stephen Breyer is 82, meaning that young man is doing this, knocking at death's door. And people have asked, and a lot of the progressive side has said, hey, Justice Breyer, while the Dems are still in power, while Joe Biden has any chance in hell of getting a justice, you might want to think about, can you think about maybe retiring at this point so that we definitely get somebody who will sit on the Supreme Court for a couple decades, and so that we can at least be assured of that one seat that will stay? Because let's be clear, I don't have any faith that the Dems are going to keep the Senate in 2022. I'm just being brutally honest. And if the Dems lose the seat in 2022, Stephen Breyer is 139 years old, 82. Okay. And while people may say, well, 82 today isn't 82 what it was, it's still 82. And if he don't wake up tomorrow, you know what they're going to say the cause of death was? Natural causes. They're going to say the cause of death was natural causes. And so my point is this: why, Stephen Breyer, are you holding on? You served almost 30 years. If you haven't made an impact on the Supreme Court, then you never will. And you damn sure ain't at this juncture, not with a 6-3 conservative majority. Nothing you decide on is going to have any significance at this point. Go ahead, enjoy the twilight of your life. Get out of Dodge and enjoy your family. Have some sips of bourbon and brandy and sail on into the sunset. Allow some younger person. And see, black people, we waiting because Joe Biden, one of the things that he said to black people, it's gotten out, but he had said in smaller circles, was if given a chance, he would nominate a black woman to the Supreme Court. We want to hold his ass to that. You better be damn skippy. We're not going to be able to do that if Justice Breyer is holding on to this. Now, I can't fault Ruth Bader Ginsburg because she wanted to retire, but she was just trying to hold on for Biden to get in there so that they could, perhaps fill her seat with a liberal. So she was just holding on. I'm afraid that what's going to happen is but here's what Stephen Breyer decided to do. People were over the last week or two saying, "Hey, Stephen Breyer, because this case that they just did ended the Supreme Court session. So Supreme Court won't start hearing cases again until the fall. So since they're on summer break, they were like, this is a good time for you, Justice Breyer, to retire. And so we can start the process of finding a Supreme Court nominee and the confirmation hearings, so forth." You know what Stephen Breyer decided to do? Because he wouldn't answer the questions. Oh, no. He wouldn't answer the question about whether or not he was going to retire. So what does he do? He decides, oh, well, let me go ahead and hire new staffers and new interns for the fall session. Basically saying to y'all, fuck you. I ain't going to goddamn place. I'll see y'all in the fall. Nobody can go, Joe Biden, you and nobody else could go over there and talk to this young man. See, this is the fuck shit and fuckery I be talking about. Nobody could go over there and talk to this young man and say, listen, for all the right purposes, we need you to, retire. Let us put somebody young there who can serve for another 25, 30 years. But no, Stephen Breyer, the Dems could never get out of their own way. They piss on their own lunch and then decide to eat it. So my point in the grand scheme is you got Dems who probably may not get another liberal seat on the Supreme Court, not in the foreseeable future. You got a conservative Supreme Court that's upholding all types of laws. So we got the voter suppression laws that are being upheld. Y'all don't, by no stretch of the imagination, should you believe that bill by John Lewis is going to pass. No stretch of the imagination. $15 minimum wage, forget about it. None of it. They can't even get past getting rid of the filibuster. We got a whole lot of problems here, people. A whole lot of problems. And I don't want to be a gloomy Gus though. Let me transition into, is this gonna be my last story? Yeah, this will be my last story today. I'm gonna skip the story where I gave a warning. This will be, I'll do it real quick. Warning to people in the great state of Texas. There's a black man in the great state of Texas who used to live in the great state of Florida. His name is Alan Keyes. He is running. Hey, Tabitha, Alan Keyes is running for governor of Texas. Be afraid of him. He may have our skin, but he ain't our kin. You don't miss a lot, Tabitha. I had a whole meltdown about Justice Stephen Breyer and the fact that he refuses to um, retire and allow Joe Biden to put a conservative on there who might conserve another 20 or 30 years because Stephen Breyer is 82 years old and he needs to get out of Dodge. He could die any day, child. And I had a whole meltdown. And we had history lessons about the fact that Independence Day belongs to black people and the fact that they got mad about the Black National Anthem, but ain't mad about the fact that Star Spangled Banner had slavery all riddled and mired and littered through it. And they want us to embrace that fuck shit. Yeah, I had a whole meltdown. Sorry. Sugar spikes. But people of the great state of Texas, just because that black man is black, do not vote for Alan Keyes. I'm gonna just call, you know how they say you're not supposed to tell me who or who not to vote for. Do not vote for Alan Keyes. Alan Keyes is the wrong answer. Please be clear. He's stepped down as head of the Republican National Committee in Texas and has now declared his nomination for the governorship of the state of Texas. State of Texas, don't do it. Now I shudder to think any Republicans probably will watch the politics of it all, but if y'all live in the great state of Texas, tell your black people, don't be fooled by this man because he's black. He may have our skin, but he ain't our kin. I'm just saying. Right. That Alan Keyes. That Alan Keyes. Who used to live in Florida. Anyway, my last story, I don't want to be a gloomy Gus. So I do have some hopefully good news, which will hopefully help us look forward to as we're gearing up. Myself, I'm sure Really B, I'm sure Tabitha, who's in the chat. Make sure you follow it's Tabitha. Make sure you follow Really B, and make sure you follow those others of us that do politics and stuff like that. Great shows like Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. That's a good show. The Benjamin Dixon Show with Like It or Not. That's a good show. Georgia Fort. She has a great political show on her YouTube channel. Of course, you got Uncle Roro, Roland Martin, and there are many of us who are carrying the banner of talking politics in an unapologetically black way. So follow these people. Now, let me say this. 2022 is coming. And while they're trying to suppress the right to vote, I'm going to focus on the Dem side as we're gearing up for the, political season. About a year and a half away, a little less than a year and a half away now. Um, there are on the Democratic side, I've talked about this earlier, how the Democrats want to stay old and geriatric, whereas they need to continue to reach out to the progressive side and reach out to the younger members of their caucus. And the progressive side does tend to be younger. So there are, and there's some on the Republican side too, but there are a lot of millennials, people born, millennials start around 81-ish, anywhere from 80 to 82. Most things you'll search up settle around 81. Some will give you 82. I think I might have seen some place that said a little later, but generally 81, 82 is around the range where they say the millennials generation starts. I'm at the tail end of Generation X, 79, baby, 79. Anyway, um, a lot of millennials are now beginning to get their feet wet and politically and are running for Senate in 2022 on both sides, Republican and Democratic side. I'm fearful of the ones on the Republican side because, as I showed y'all earlier, the young Republicans are way more racist and way more staunch white supremacists than even some of their fathers and grandfathers. See Josh Hawley. Anyway, so we had John Ossoff who won his race, and he's definitely in Georgia. He's a millennial. He's 33. Um, you got there's a gentleman in anybody here from what's this? Kentucky. There we go. About to say from McConnell, from Kentucky. So you have a black man by the name of Charles Booker. He's running for the Senate seat in the state of Kentucky. He's 36. So shots out, and he had a very good run against Mitch McConnell, but it didn't pan out. What's going on, Keisha? Some others out there. I'm gonna highlight just the people on the left. You got what state is this? I should have wrote down the states. Um I should have wrote down the states. Anyway, it's of no consequence. You have a gentleman by the name of Alex Lazary. He's one of the owners of the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, one of the executives for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's running in New York. You have the treasure Wisconsin treasurer Sarah Godlewski. She's 39. She's running for Senate. Alex Lazary is running for Senate. We have the lieutenant governor. And Alex Lazary is running in Milwaukee. Okay, he's not running in New York. He's from New York, but he's running in Milwaukee. The lieutenant governor Mandela Barnes, who's 34, is also running for governor. For the Senate seat there. We have a gentleman by the name of Tom Nelson. He's running for Senate. It's a lot of one of my favorites is Representative. One of my favorites is Representative Malcolm Kenyatta, who's 30, who is black and who is a gay black man in the great state of Pennsylvania. He's running for the Senate seat in Pennsylvania. Please go support this strong young black man who's married and who's great. I've seen him many times over. I've actually tweeted back and forth with him on some stuff and DM'd him and he DM'd me back and I'm gonna see if I can possibly have him on the show. Hopefully, if I can reach out to him and get him to do that. But he's running for and he's 30. He's running for a seat. You have Representative Connor Lamb, who's expected to run for the seat also in Pennsylvania. So you have a Democratic governor, challenger for governor in Arizona. Great. There's a lot of young millennials that are out there, and I'm here for it. I am hoping for them to steal a few seats um, across the. We have Representative Abby Fickenauer, who is a member of the House right now. She's one of the youngest members of the House at 32. She's running against Senator Grassley, who I can't stand, who's a Republican, but she's a Dem who's running against Senator Grassley. And there are a lot of up and coming um, people that she's running, and that's in the state of Iowa. No, I'm sorry, she's not in from the state of Iowa. She's from oh God, what state is that? Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Um, oh, that is the state of Iowa. That's the state of Iowa. I was right. But anyway, you got a lot of John James out of Michigan. Thank you. And I really want y'all, please send me an email of people in your respective areas and states that are running. Because I know myself, really be Tabitha, and some of the other those others of us that do this kind of stuff. We really want to start to promote and these people that are running, that are young, and they don't just have to be young, but definitely if there are Democratic candidates out there that is going to help us. Of course, Val Demings. She's not a millennial. Val Demings out there is older than me. She is older than me. But of course, I'm you know repping Val Demings. She's a fellow Florida State Seminole. You know, she's a member of Delta Sigma Theta, so she's a member of the Divine Nine out of Orlando, Florida area. So definitely, she's running for. She is running for governor. Is is it governor or senate? Val is running for governor. Wait, I think it's governor. Is it governor or senate? Where's Tabitha to help me? She is running for the Senate against Marco Rubio. Ooh, forgot. She's running for the Senate against Marco Rubio. So she's another one. We got to get these. We got to chip away at the at some of these Republican strongholds, because the more I'm real. Listen, if you know people in the great state of Kentucky, please, we need. Oh well, we can't get Mitch McConnell out. He just won in 2020. So there goes that. But we need another Dem. We can have a Dem that is on the other side of him in the great state of Kentucky, hmm to let him know that he does need to be fearful in the next election and when he's up again in 2026. So yes, all of these great people are coming down the pipeline. I love seeing the Democratic Party go young. Even in there's a guy by the name of Quentin Lucas down in he's the mayor of Kansas City. He's the mayor of Kansas City, Missouri, and he's black and he's thinking about running for Senate. He's 36. He's black. Um, and he's contemplating a run for governor in the great state of Missouri. So there's a lot of great, not for governor, he's contemplating a run for Senate. Um, Let me see. Anybody I missed? There's some great people. I left somebody out that I wanted to highlight. But like I was saying earlier, um, um, I know I left somebody out. I know I did. I know I did. I know I always leave people out. I know I always do. I'm trying to make sure I ain't leave nobody out. That's why I'm looking down, y'all. Anyway, I know I'm gonna leave somebody out. But it's time. It's time to get an injection um of young people um in the Senate. As y'all can see, the old Dems are not doing it. The Nancy Pelosi's of the world and the old we need the squad to get bigger. We need the squad to get bigger. So that's my good news. So I definitely want to be a proponent of these individuals. Y'all start looking for these people and know their names. And like I said, if you don't mind, give me the list. I mean, give me the names of people in your respective areas that are running for governor, that are running for the House of Representatives, that are running for um, um, the Senate. That could be even running for mayor of your respective cities and so forth, because we need this stuff is very important, and we got to get the names out there so people understand the importance of voting and the right to vote and the fact that they're trying to take that from us. So that is, I was only supposed to be on here for an hour, and I've been on here an hour and 20 minutes. Let me get the hell out of here. Anyway, y'all, that's all I got for y'all today. All I got for y'all today. Until next time. Shondo's in the chat though. Shondo's in the chat. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. It goes back to making the channel better and making us better here to present better stuff to you. Y'all know I'm always here for y'all. We're gonna continue to um to speak loud and speak proud. So hopefully sooner than later be our burns. Um and we're going to continue to speak loud and proud and edify and uplift and give you the things that you need to know here in these yet to be United States of America. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. We out.